Hello friends, it's Scott from Plot River Keto. If you're new to my channel, welcome. On my channel you get to come along for the ride on my keto journey. I check in with you once a week to update you on my keto progress, and I try to check in with you at least one other time during the week, usually to share something that I've discovered about the ketogenic lifestyle, but occasionally to share a little something that I've discovered about this journey that we call life. Today is Saturday, which means that it is a check-in day, and you guys know that for the month of July I've had a lot of time of not doing quote-unquote regular check-ins with you, and that's been mostly because I've been out traveling. Went on a pseudo vacation the second week, or the first week, I guess, in July, where I was still working remotely, but we went and visited Liz's dad in Utah, and then went out and visited my folks and had a family reunion out in Wyoming. And then this past week, I just got home last Sunday. We were on an actual vacation, and I say actual vacation because I actually did not take work with me, and actually recharged for a whole week and spent a week in California. Had a fantastic time there. There's certainly several videos if you're interested in hearing about what we did on that trip. The short videos that I try to share every day, and then also a couple of updates while we were there in California. But I am back now, back in Nebraska, back home for a while. I don't know the next time we're actually going to go anywhere. And so I actually am able to do a regular check-in with you this week. I was able to check my relationship with Earth's gravity. I might have some goals that I want to share with you. And yeah, I just want to talk to you a little bit about what we're going to do moving forward. So as far as my goals go, you guys know that the things that I've been focusing on is, from a nutrition standpoint, I've been focused on eating whole foods, 2 meals a day, avoiding the keto snacking, and that's been really the focus of the nutrition. Exercise focus has been getting my morning rucks in with my dogs, and then doing my DDPY workouts. And then, of course, my relationship with Earth's gravity. You guys know that I didn't necessarily have a number goal. I just wanted to see the trend move down, which it has been, so that's been really good. I will go ahead and check in with you guys on my relationship with Earth's gravity to start. Obviously, I haven't checked that in 2 weeks. The last time that I checked in was the 13th of July. I was at 334.4. Checked the relationship with Earth's gravity today. I am at 330.0, so exactly 330 pounds. I'm down 4.4 pounds in the last 2 weeks. Really pleased with that. Obviously, I had a week of vacation and then a week of re-entry. And between those 2 weeks, I lost 2.2 pounds a week, 4.4 pounds for those 2 weeks. So I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy to see that my relationship with Earth's gravity is trending in the right direction. And yeah, I have some goals related to that I'm going to share with you, but things have been going really well from that perspective. Nutrition has been really, really good. My nutrition on vacation really was great. I was very pleased with myself and how things went on vacation overall. I did do more keto snacking than I do when I'm not. We did make a keto treat. The keto scotcheroos, we made those while we were there, and they were a really great help to me to have something that I could have when everybody else was going to get ice cream, or when everybody else was going to have pizza. I had something that I could enjoy that I don't have very often, and I didn't feel like I overdid it, so I was really happy with that. So that was kind of a planned, off-plan thing, if that makes any sense. Simply meaning that I was planning on making a keto treat while I was on vacation. I did that. I enjoyed it. I didn't overdo it. I will say that I stayed completely keto all of my vacation except for one meal, and that was the second to last night. We actually went out to dinner at Joe's Crab Shack, and the meal just took forever to get out. And by the time it did, I mean, we're talking way past like eating time. Like normally I eat my dinner probably somewhere between 5 and 6. Maybe a little bit later when I was on vacation, like 6:30, but it was like 8 o'clock before our food came out. And then what I had ordered was not very filling. It was good, but it wasn't very filling. So I ended up having a couple of things off of Liz's plate that were definitely not keto. I had some, coconut shrimp that were breaded, and I had some of her fries. Anyway, definitely not keto things, but that was for part of one meal, and that was the only real going off track thing that I had on vacation. I got to enjoy some wonderful fresh seafood, which was really fun, and got a lot of steps in. I mean, my goodness, I averaged like 23,000 steps a day. Part of that was because we didn't have a car, so we walked everywhere we went. We didn't really have anywhere to go, but we were like at the very back of the condo complex, and so there was kind of a 5 to 10 minute walk to actually get out to the beach. So we made that walk, 3 or 4 times a day. I was rucking on the beach with my dogs, and between that and visiting with family and, going to the fish market, whatever it might be, I was getting 12 or 13 miles of steps in a day, which was great. It was really good. And I felt really good. I'm glad that I had the energy, that I've been on this health journey so that I could do that. And I felt great on my vacation. But overall, vacation went really well. So I just wanted to check in with you guys briefly on that, because I don't think I actually did I did a really quick, like a short video last Saturday, but didn't really do a check-in because we were traveling home. So, but that was how vacation went. Honestly, the scariest time for me, and scary is probably not the right word, but like the danger zone for me is actually re-entry. As you guys know, those of you who followed along on my journey for any length of time, you know that I really do well in the hard thing. Like, I do well on vacation, which can be hard from a nutrition perspective or a health journey perspective. I do well during the stressful time a lot of times, but it's like as soon as that's gone, it's like I can get through Thanksgiving, but the week after Thanksgiving can be tough. I get through Christmas, but the week after Christmas can be hard. And so the re-entry week after vacation has been a little bit challenging, but I'm really proud of myself. I was very successful this week. I did have some cravings, like that hadn't come up in a long time, like, desire to just have things that were off plan. And part of that, I think, is just that I do a really good job of preparing myself to go and do the thing beyond the trip, beyond the vacation. And there's almost a subconscious, like, I'm proud of myself, so hey, let's celebrate by doing something off plan. I didn't do that, but I definitely felt that this last week. So re-entry went really well. I did sleep in on Tuesday, and I will say that I have struggled with my sleep all week. It's really funny. You wouldn't think that a 2-hour time difference would be that big of a deal, but it really was all week. So I was in Pacific time, obviously in California, all of last week, and I was on vacation, so I didn't need to get up early or anything. And so, I got up between 8 and 8:30 every morning when I was on vacation, and Liz really enjoys kind of spending a little bit of time in bed in the morning when she's on vacation, so she didn't really get up with me. I would get up and do my morning ruck on the beach with the dogs. My dogs didn't come on vacation. I would do my morning ruck on the beach, and then I would do my DDPY workout on the beach. And then by the time I got back, it's 10:30, and then we would kind of have something to eat, and then we would go down to the beach and go down to the pool and do that. But so long story short, by the end of the week, I'm used to getting up at 8:30 in the morning, Pacific time. Which, of course, 2-hour time difference, I'm used to getting up at 10 or 10:30 in the morning here in Central Time. And so I really fought that all this past week. I actually came home it was Tuesday. I came home on Tuesday from work, and I actually came home an hour early. I still worked an 8-hour day because I usually work through my lunch hour, but I came home at 4, and I literally slept from 4 to 5:30 because I wanted to go see a movie with my wife and kids. We went and saw Twisters this week, which was fantastic, by the way. I know this is not a movie review channel, but I really enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun, and shows a little bit of the world, from our part of the world. I mean, it was in Oklahoma, but the Midwest, used to tornadoes and storms and like that. So it was really kind of fun to see that. But anyway, I tell you that because I actually took a nap that day, and I'm trying to think. There was another day. Was it Thursday or Friday? Well, it would have been Thursday, I think. Same thing. I came home and I went to bed. And I slept for like 2.5 hours right after I got home from work. And my wife thought I had actually gone to bed. And I really kind of got up long enough to hang out with everybody and do a couple things. And then I did go back to bed. So I was really fighting sleep and getting caught up on my sleep this week. I think I have. I slept in sort of this morning. I slept until like 8 before I got up and did my exercises, but I feel like after a whole week of re-entry, I'm finally doing okay. I got past the food cravings, and I didn't give in to those. Didn't give in to that temptation, and I feel like I'm back on track with my sleep and my exercise. I didn't really ever go off plan this week. I didn't go off plan on my health plan, and I didn't, from a nutrition standpoint, I didn't go off plan from an exercise standpoint either. But there was some temptation there, and like I said, I was really tired. There was Tuesday morning. I did sleep in. I did not get up and do my walk or my DDPY workout. So I ended up doing those Tuesday evening. Went for a walk with Liz, with my wife, which was really fun, and did get my workout in. But that was kind of the one day where I was like, oh man, But wanted to follow James Clear's advice from Atomic Habits and not miss twice. I ended up technically not missing once because I did still get the workouts done the same day, but I did them in the evening. But yeah, so that's kind of how things are going for me. I like I said, I feel like I survived re-entry, and the other thing, I know this is kind of going to be a longer video. It looks like I've already been yakking at you guys for 10 minutes, but I do have some things that I want to share with you. A few weeks ago, I watched a biography, I guess, or a documentary on Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he has led an amazing life, and it was really fun to look at, you know, what he's done from going from Austria to the United States, the bodybuilding that he did, the movie star thing, being governor of California. Just looking at his life was really fascinating, and because of that, I decided that I wanted to read his book. He has a book called Be Useful, and I'm not quite finished with it. I'm about probably 60% of the way through it, but really good book and a lot of good things. And you know, you may not agree with everything that comes out of Arnold's mouth, but I do think that he is a very motivating personality. And I found the things in both the documentary that I watched, I think it was on Netflix, and also in the book that I'm reading, to be really helpful to me. And it kind of jump-started me. I was wanting to kind of do something anyway because I feel like I've made it through the summer. Summer is kind of almost over. Liz doesn't want to hear that, you know, because she's a high school teacher, but summer is almost over. And so I was kind of wanting to get some goals and some things that I want to do heading into the fall. Now, you guys have heard me talk before that having goals is great, but as James Clear says, that, you know, having goals can't be the only thing. And so I've taken my goals and I've broken them down into things that I want to do, small, specific things. And I don't know that I'm going to share every single one of these with you. Maybe I will. But there's a few of them that are kind of long-term, and I've broken them down into shorter things. But I do have some big goals. Some goals for some things I want to do by the end of the year, things that I want to do a little bit sooner than that. But anyway, without any further ado, let me just go ahead and share them with you. The first thing is that I have a goal to get to 275 pounds by December 31st. Now, you might ask, how are we going to do that? We're currently at 330. That means that in order to get to 275, I have to lose 2.5 pounds a week for the last 22 weeks of 2024. I did a little Google search today, and there are 22 weeks and 3 days left in 2024. So if I lost 2.5 pounds a week, that would get me exactly to 275 pounds by December 31st. Now, that's pretty aggressive. Liz and I were kind of talking about that, and I have kind of been somewhere in that ballpark. That's my aggressive goal, 275. My slightly less aggressive, although still kind of aggressive goal, would be to get to 286, which would be 2 pounds a week. Again, still pretty aggressive, but I think it's doable. And I think that as I break things down into what I want to do from a nutrition perspective, what I want to do from an exercise perspective, and how I want to take care of myself, I think that that is a realistic goal for me. So to break down that big goal of wanting to get to 275 by December 31st, I've broken it down into my nutrition, my exercise, and then overall taking care of myself. From a nutrition perspective, I want to really focus on whole foods. I've written some things down, that's why I'm looking down, just so you guys know. I want to focus on whole foods, 2 healthy meals a day. I think that eating TOMAD, for lack of a better term, OMAD is 1 meal a day, TOMAD is 2 meals a day, really works well for me. So I really want to focus on eating hearty for 2 meals a day, focusing on whole foods, no keto snacks, no keto treats. The one day I'll give myself an exception to that in the next couple of months is my birthday. My birthday is in about 6 weeks. My birthday is the 5th of September. So it's coming up, not super soon, but it is coming up. And so I am going to allow myself a keto treat on my birthday, but other than that, no keto snacks, no keto treats. I particularly want to stay away from nuts and seeds, etc. I did a couple of those things when I was on vacation. I bought some sunflower seeds that were in the shell, which works really good for me because you kind of have to do a little work to get to each individual little seed. But as you guys know, it's really easy for me to overdo that. And so I think it was a good option for me to have while I was on vacation. Just like that keto treat was good to have for me while I was on vacation. But now I'm not, and I want to tighten things up. And so one of the things that I want to do is to stay away from nuts and seeds specifically, but stay away from the keto treats and snacks, and limit that to my birthday, which is what I'm going to do. So that's my goals from a nutrition perspective. From an exercise perspective, I'm going to step things up a little bit. Rucking, I've been rucking with 30 pounds in my backpack now for a while. I am actually going to up that to 40 pounds starting on Monday. So 40 pounds in my backpack every day, rucking with my dogs. I usually ruck about 2 miles, so I'm going to continue with that. My DDPY, I now have a custom program where I so far have worked out workouts for the first 2 weeks of the program. So I'm just finishing up. I did finish up, I should say, this morning, the first week. And then I have a whole other week where I've worked out the workouts. My goal before I get to the end of Sunday would be to get the next week worth of workouts. I didn't want to do all 13 weeks, but I did. I'm focusing on kind of hitting my whole body with the exercises, some of the things that I'm used to doing and some kind of new things. But so to continue with my DDPY custom program. The other thing that I'm going to do, and I got this directly from Arnold Schwarzenegger's, he has a newsletter that he sends out, and I signed up for it because I heard about it in the introduction of his book, and that was, I'm going to do a push-ups and squats challenge. He says for somebody who's beginning, which I kind of am beginning at least from this perspective, I'm going to do 5 push-ups and 5 squats, and then it's gonna go 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. So basically to start, it's gonna be 15 of each. And I'm gonna do that every day and see how fast I can do that. The idea is to have as little rest in between the push-ups and the squats as you can. And anyway, so I'm starting with 5. 5 down to 0, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're an intermediate, he has you do 10 down to 0, and then if you're advanced, it's 15 down to 0. So I'm going to start with 5, doing the 5 down to 0 and doing that every day, and kind of see how it goes, and go from there. My goal is to kind of get from 5 to 10, I think, is where I'm going to shoot for first. But that's the third thing from an exercise perspective that I'm going to do. The last thing, as far as taking care of myself, is I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. I've been getting up pretty close to that, but I really am going to shoot for 6 straight on. I have about another month here of quote-unquote summer before Emily starts with our early morning Bible study, early morning seminary, where she doesn't quite have her driver's license yet. She will get that in October. So for a couple of months at least, I will be getting up to ride with her. As she has a learner's permit, she will drive me to seminary before or around 6 a.m. So my goal is to start a little ahead of time, getting up at 6 a.m. I've kind of done between 6 and 6:30 here for the last little while, but I want to kind of narrow the focus on that and get up at 6 a.m. The other thing is to get to bed, kind of get things turned off by 9:30 p.m. so that I can be in bed with the lights out at 10 p.m. so that I can get my 8 hours of sleep, going to sleep at 10, getting up at 6. So yeah, that's there's my big goal from a relationship with Earth's gravity perspective, and the things that I'm going to do to achieve that goal. I have a couple other goals that I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys. They aren't directly related to my health journey, but I wanted to share them with you. You guys help me with accountability, so I'm going to go ahead and share them. I have a professional credentialing that I've been working toward for a while now, but I just haven't buckled down and kind of given myself some deadlines, so I'm going to do that. I'm an accountant, and I want to become an enrolled agent, which would allow me to sign tax returns and represent clients before the IRS. And so there are 3 tests that I need to pass, and my goal is to get those 3 tests passed by November 1st. To kind of break it down a little bit, I've decided that I'm going to study every day for 30 minutes at work, after work. So I'm going to, clock out of work at 5, and from 5 to 5:30, I'm going to study for that exam every day. Second thing is that I'm going to schedule my first test by August 1st. So that's before the end of this coming week, so that I can actually have a deadline. My goal is by the end of August to take that first test, end of September to take the second test, end of October to take the third test, and get that professional credentialing. Then the third big thing is that Liz and I are working on starting up a t-shirt business, and have some goals to get that going and off the ground by September 1st. And finally, the last big picture thing, guys, this is kind of further down the road, because I want to work on getting my professional credentialing for my current job first, but I would like to go through the Primal health coaching program, and by next summer, so after tax season, go through and actually become a certified health coach by the end of next summer. So yeah, those are my goals. And I know I've talked about this before, that a lot of times when we just have the goals, it can be such a big picture, such a 40,000 foot view that it's hard to actually think about what we need to do every day, which is why I kind of broke them down, especially for the health goal, which is the focus of this channel and why you're probably listening to me. I broke those down into little things that I'm going to do every day to get that goal of losing those 55 pounds, which is what I have to go by the end of this year. So I know this was a particularly long update video. Had a lot to say today, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed it, got something out of it. If you feel like it, in the comments, let me know. Do you have any goals that you're working on between now and the end of the year? You have a little more than a quarter to go. You have 22 weeks. 22 weeks and 3 days. So where would you want to be by the end of this year? If you have something that you want to share, please drop it into the comments and share it with me. Be sure to hit the thumbs up, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're not, and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified the next time I share one of these updates with you. But I want to let you know, as always, how grateful I am for you guys for being a part of my journey. And it just means the world to me. I don't think you can ever fully understand how helpful it has been for me on this journey to have you as part of my journey. I got through this whole video. I think I've been yakking for 20 minutes today without even sharing with you guys that I just barely passed my keto-versary. 3 years on keto was on July 21st, so that was on this past Sunday. And it's been great, and it's something I want to do for the rest of my life. So anyway, glad you guys are along on the journey day by day. Keep calm and keto on, my friends. We'll talk to you again soon.